Graveyard shift, vermin whisperer. It was the laughter that haunted me most. I still remember the way it twisted in the air like a serrated blade. My family sat around the dinner table, their faces twisted with disbelief when I first shared my findings. I told them about the rats in the condemned tenement, how they moved in synchrony, as if possessed by something unnatural. My father slammed his fist on the table, his voice breaking as he spat. "You're losing your mind." "You lunatic! You'll disgrace this family!" "Do something normal for once," my mother chimed in, her eyes narrowing. "You're chasing ghosts that don't exist. It's unhealthy." That night, I left home for good. The sting of their derision fueled me as I dove into the world of vermin communication. I found solace in the shadows of abandoned buildings, whispering to the creatures that thrived in the dark. I became a vermin channeling investigator, mapping haunted territories and exposing the sinister forces lurking beneath the city's surface. The world deemed my obsession insane, but it was the only thing that kept the darkness at bay. Years passed, and my work, once the subject of ridicule, began to draw attention. I gained a reputation, not as a madman, but as a harbinger of truths that others dared not speak. The vermin had eyes that could see beyond the veil, mouths that could whisper secrets long since buried. And I was their medium, their voice. The horrors I unearthed were unimaginable, but they were real, and when I reported them, the world listened. But the deeper I delved, the more I felt the weight of something terrible pressing down on me. Each night was a trial of endurance, an unending battle against the things I'd awakened. I would wake in a cold sweat, the echoes of scratching claws and chittering whispers in my ears. It seemed that the vermin had not only shared their haunting stories, but also their burdens. I was their vessel, and the darker the knowledge grew, the more I felt my grip on reality slipping. When I received the call to return home, my heart raced with a mix of dread and exhilaration. My family needed me, though I knew they wouldn't welcome me back as a son, but as a harbinger of fear. They had heard of my newfound recognition, my chilling findings. And now they wanted to see me face to face with the truth I had unearthed. The thought of confronting their mockery sent tremors through my body, but the pull of family was stronger than my fear. As I walked up the familiar path to our old house, I felt like a ghost returning to a place where I no longer belonged. The sun dipped low, casting elongated shadows that danced across the lawn. I pushed open the door, the creak echoing like a death knell. My family turned to me. Faces a mixture of surprise and trepidation. "You've come back," my mother whispered, a tremor in her voice. "I came to show you," I replied, my voice steady, but my heart raced. I reached into my bag and pulled out my journal, pages filled with sketches of vermin and notes about their haunting whispers. "You've always mocked me for my obsession. Now I want you to hear what I've discovered." "What are you talking about?" my father snapped, but I could tell he was intrigued. I focused, closing my eyes and summoning the connection I'd spent years cultivating. I felt the air thicken, felt the tingle of the unseen. "Come on, little ones," I murmured. "Show them." And then, as if the darkness itself had heeded my call, the room filled with their eyes glowed with a spectral light, reflecting the fear that radiated from my family. "Get them out! What have you done?" my mother shrieked, backing away. "They're here to show you the truth," I said, my heart racing with a mixture of dread and satisfaction. "You wanted proof? You wanted to mock me? Here it is." The vermin began to chatter, a chorus of voices rising into a cacophony that filled the room. My family's faces paled, their disbelief turning into raw terror. I could see the truth dawning on them, the chilling recognition that the vermin were not just animals, but harbingers of something dark and unfathomable. Something they had ridiculed for years. "Please stop," my father begged, his bravado shattered as he pressed against the wall. "Why would I stop?" I asked, my voice low. "This is what you wanted, isn't it? The proof of my insanity? You wanted to believe I was wrong, but look at them now. They've come to reveal what you refuse to acknowledge. The darkness isn't just beneath the city, it's in our homes, in our minds." The rats swarmed, their whispers growing louder, echoing the fears that had haunted me for years. They showed my family visions of the darkness I had uncovered, of the malevolent forces that thrived on disbelief and scorn. My family shuddered, the truth of their ridicule finally dawning upon them, and I reveled in their horror. As the last rat disappeared into the shadows, I turned to my family, their faces etched with terror and regret. "You wanted me to be normal. You wanted me to deny what I know. But I've survived and I've learned. The world is darker than you can imagine, and I am no longer the disgrace you thought I was." I stepped back, feeling a weight lift from my shoulders. They had witnessed the consequences of their disbelief, the cost of their ridicule. I was no longer just their son. I was a warning, a living testament to the horrors that lurk beneath the surface, waiting for the unknowing to turn a blind eye. As I left that house, the shadows of the past clung to me, but I felt unburdened. I had faced the darkness and emerged alive, a messenger of truths that would forever haunt those who dared to mock. I was no longer lost. I had become a beacon, a reminder of the chilling power of what one chooses to ignore. The vermin would always be with me, whispering the secrets of a world that few dared to confront, and I would carry their voices into the dark.